Yo, what's good? Welcome back to another Gold Blooded episode 36. He's 36. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. If y'all seen this, shout out to the Noti Squad, man. If you're the first viewer of this as well, comment something, bro. Comment, I'm the first viewer. Actually, no. If you're the first person viewing this, comment GP2 needs to get traded. I just want to see who it is. Because I'll know if you comment that, right?
Or
Anyways,
comment, rest in peace, Mr. Goat.
Y'all. Yeah, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. All right, you know what I'm saying? But chat, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Turn on post notifications to be notified when we next upload. We back at it with another episode, another mediocre week for the Golden State Warriors. And honestly, I feel like we're again in another loop. It was so funny because last year when we got Jimmy, it was so refreshing, you know, like we were winning a lot. Every week we'd come onto the podcast, we talk about new outlook, matchups for the postseason, what it would look like for the Warriors going forward, how a full offseason with the Warriors would kind of help pan out the chemistry and how there's so much good like things to come out of it. But then obviously the start of the season was great, and then from there it was just downhill ever since, right? And we don't need to get extremely negative, but the obvious is being pointed out. The flaws for this team is horrific. And we'll get into all the games and whatnot though, but yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications to be notified when we next upload as well, man. Denver Gifted, man, talk to me, bro. This is a late recording session. You know, I know a lot of words have been said during the stream because if you didn't know, we were just streaming and now we're recording. So, Denver Gifted, man, talk to me, bro.
Happy to be off of work tomorrow because my God, I'm exhausted right now as is. We got a lot of things to get into, but I'm happy that we've been super consistent on the YouTube side of things. Appreciate y'all support, and we're gonna keep going. So I'm hyped for that.
W, man. Denver, man, talk to me.
I'm doing good, man. I might need to, bro. This team, I may need to like go to the coast tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Take care of your mental health, man.
I need to get out of the house.
Take care of your mental health, man. Chat, I'm not even trolling when I say this, bro. And I keep saying chat like we're live, but to the people listening, I'm not even trolling when I say this. There was moments in this season, multiple times, in the last game we just played, which is the Clippers, where I had to get up from my seat and just walk outside of my room, around the house, and come back. Now you may ask yourself why? It's to get steps in, you know? No. I get my steps in. It's so that I can breathe and I don't feel like I'm being caved in with this Warriors basketball, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie, it consumes me sometimes. Like there was another time where I crashed out and I just left the stream because I could not genuinely handle the amount of BS I was watching. But let's get into obviously the games and whatnot. First game of the new week, we won against Brooklyn. We beat Charlotte, which was a pretty interesting game. Steph poured in 26 points in his home return back. Always has a good game against the Charlotte Hornets, I feel like. Solid little game. But Charlotte, to give credit to them, they gave us their run for their money. It was one of those odd games, obviously. Sunday, New Year's Eve. And it was at 1 p.m., but the Warriors turned up, put up 132 points, actually just made their open shots. Now, the defense wasn't the greatest, obviously, because we gave up 125. But offensively, we looked pretty good, and we were able to close out the game as well. I thought Brandon Miller was pretty fun to watch in that game. I thought Knipple was pretty fun to watch as well. But the main takeaway for me, and then obviously Denver and Gifford have their own main takeaways, is Steph's officiating. Now, again, this is a reoccurring conversation, but at some point, can we not just like acknowledge how bad his whistle is, bro? Because I'm watching the game, and it's like I get it. You gotta hand check him. You know, you gotta fight a little bit because it's screens. There's a lot of bodies in the way, so I understand to some degree. But then there's that, and then also like arm barring, arm locking people. Like the fact that Steph hasn't dislocated a shoulder yet is actually impressive. I'm gonna be honest with you. The amount of times that like people are just like, you know what I'm saying? Like you would think like them doing this, you would think like they did something crazy, like putting them in a headlock, bro. Steph is just you know what I'm saying? Like he gets through a ball screen, it's just this, bro. It's just every time. It's just like, nah, nigga.
He had a little shoulder thing in 23 when he had the
that's not off a ball screen. That's when someone like landed on him or something. I remember like it got extended, but like it wasn't really like from like a ball screen. That's why like I'm saying from a ball screen in particular.
That helps your point.
That is crazy. Because it's like they're going for shoulders regardless. I don't know what to tell you, bro. But what was y'all's takeaways from that game? Obviously, I know Gifted is a Charlotte Hornets associate. He's someone that always loves to watch Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, Big Nips, the nipple, Conker nipple. You know, I always forget the gentleman's name, the center that
Ryan Cockbrenner.
Yeah. Ryan Kirkland. But what did you think of what did you think of the game, bro?
I felt like this game was really stressful and testing out the Warriors in many different ways. And I say that because Brandon Miller was fine from the beginning of the game to the end. He was consistently getting out in transition, postering people. Then you had a player like Ball who just in the third quarter scored 12 points and really could not miss from three. And there were moments where like defensively we're being tested and stuff. The rebounding is the biggest thing that really like speaks out to me in really all of these games. Guy Santos had a game of his life against Charlotte. He was really, really good in that game and just continues to show like how important those margins are between winning a game and losing a game. And I think in Charlotte, they were able to really just get a team win. I know that Steph had 26, but it really felt like everyone chipped in to get them good wins, even B-Pod. So I was proud of the effort they had in that game
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just had to say his name, huh? Crazy, bro. Denver, man, what do you think, bro?
I mean, if we're covering the whole game, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty interesting. It was one of those games that kind of like felt a little bit weird because Charlotte was just kind of hanging around constantly, but it was also one of those where you kind of could see like what was kind of working and what would probably be giving them the advantage, and that was really like actually Brandon Podjemski actually played a really solid game. 19 points, 6 for 9 from 3.
Yeah, he only missed like
from
3.
the field. Yeah, 5 for 7
really
from
good.
3. That's what it was. Yeah. So B-Pods was hitting his threes. Guy Santos, like Gifted said, I think we played like almost everybody this game except for
the only people didn't play is Kuminga and Buddy. Literally, that's it. Everyone else got a decent amount of minutes.
we played everybody. So that's cool. That's cool.
That's crazy. These niggas are just out the rotation, man. That's fair as well. I'm sorry.
Post gave you some really solid minutes, which I think that I could be wrong, but he had 2 threes in the first quarter, and then he actually did see more minutes afterwards, which was kind of crazy. But it wasn't.
That's all he is, bro. The Denver. This is how you gotta understand. He's in the starting lineup, but he gets no minutes, bro. Like I don't know. I just don't understand it, bro. I genuinely don't. We'll get into like more of it, obviously, but again, I think it was an all in all good offensive game from the Warriors. I mean, Steph had his solid game, right? Didn't really do anything too crazy. 5 of 10 from 3, 9 of 16 from the field. Solid game. Always plays particularly well. I thought Draymond was excellent in this game, especially like defensively in moments too. 12 assists, 8 boards. Even though he had 4 turnovers, I felt like was still very productive in this game, right? And like with Draymond, the biggest takeaway for him is just you got to pick your spots with him. Like he may not be your 3-point shot may not be there just at all, but like you got to learn how to like pick your baskets in the moment. Like with semi-transition, people are sagging off you. You got to be able to just take a contact layup. Like you can't just be continuously looking for the extra pass all the time. So I thought he was very decisive in this game, and I thought he played excellent as well. Again, Jimmy Butler, 8 shot attempts, 19 points, 12 free throws. I mean, it's steady. He's steady Eddie, bro. Like he'll get to that line consistently every night, and I do appreciate that genuinely. But the biggest takeaway for me in this game was, bro, we made 24 threes. We don't do that quite often. We shot a lot and we made a lot. And when we make a lot, it looks really good offensively. That's one thing I will say. One thing about this team, we will always get open shots, but we'll never know if we'll make them. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee.
I'd be looking at our statistics. That 40% on wide open threes is the fakest stat I think I've ever seen.
It feels so fake, man.
It feels like 33, genuinely, bro. But
I don't get it. I don't know where all those are happening.
This is just a big disclaimer in the pod. Obviously, we're just like, if y'all are listening as well, we appreciate y'all. Make sure to sub up and whatnot. But if you think we're gonna talk about this OKC game next, you lost your damn mind. There's no takeaway from this. No Steph.
Yeah,
no Jimmy,
we weren't even we weren't paying attention like past halfway through the second quarter.
But yeah, like I ain't gonna lie, chat. I wasn't even on stream.
There's not much to talk about for that game. Yeah,
like I ain't gonna lie. Gifted wasn't even there. Denver actually wasn't even. None of us were there. How about that, right? They were just, but like we were not there as a collective. All right, bro. We're not talking about OKC because we didn't literally have anybody. But if we are gonna talk about OKC briefly, I mean, lost to Phoenix. I mean, just lost to Charlotte at the time of the recording. 6-6 in their last 12. fake ass all-time team, man.
Beating Charlotte isn't for everybody.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
And beating the Suns is not for everybody. Beating the Suns, Charlotte, beating
The Spurs.
you know what I'm saying? The Spurs. The only team that they beat that we couldn't is the Trailblazers. So I don't.
Yeah, I mean, the Trailblazers beat them too. So
yeah, that's the crazy part, bro. But when the Trailblazers see us, they turn into the 18 Rockets. So shout out to them, man. Anyways, though, man, we'll move on. Obviously to Utah, another solid win. 123 to 114. Again, this game was very strange to me. I felt like we didn't really have a good amount of control up until late into the game. It felt like as if, like, I don't know, maybe my memory is like clogged a bit, but I felt like for most of that game, especially the first half, it was really raggedy, like offensively as well. Like we weren't really getting into the flow of things at all. But talk to me, Gifted. Get me through this.
And then something happened in the second quarter, and then the offense.
Oh no, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. Go ahead, bro.
For me with the Jazz game, I just it was such a funny Steph game, and I think it really defines a lot of this season, where he comes out with 2 to 4 points, then comes out and scores 20 points in the third quarter, and all of a sudden he goes from 2 to 4 points to 30. Oh shoot, here it is 30 points for 30. That was a huge thing. The Draymond ejection out of the game, we literally said watching the game live. Is this a Trae Young situation where he's gonna go out and they get better? And the offensive rating quite literally skyrocketed. I'm pretty sure Denver still has the numbers for that, but we were just a much better team without Draymond to close out that Jazz game.
I'm gonna go to pivot fade. So January 3rd. So with Draymond on the court in the Jazz game, we had. Hold on. We had an 89 offensive rating and a 144 defense. 48% true shooting. And shot 39%, 9 for 23. With him off the court, so basically just like during his rest and after the ejection, we had a offensive rating of 146 and a defensive rating of 109, true shooting of 68%, and shot 53% from the field overall.
That's how crazy.
Basically,
we hit 17
and the worst part
threes.
is
We hit 17 threes after he got ejected.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Steph will call it, stepped up, big moment, big win, but I call it, we don't need him. That's the best takeaway that I will say. Like, again, this is gonna sound like as if I'm anti-Draymond, bro. I love Draymond.
It does sound pretty bad. The way you say
it. In terms of Warrior impactful players, bro, one of the most impactful Warriors players of all time, one of the greatest Warriors of all time, bro. Second greatest Warrior of all time, if you could argue, in terms of like impact on the team and whatnot. But it's time, bro. Like I said this last pod, I'm gonna say it again, bro. It's time. Like I just don't feel like, and we could just really just pivot into this segment because at the second half it was Steph 20-point quarter. We got control of the game. Utah said we want to draft someone good, so let's just fuck around and you know what I'm saying. And then they just lost, bro. That's the best way for me to put it to you. The horrible analysis for me. I know. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm not gonna give you the in-depth analysis on why we beat the Utah Jazz. I'm not here for that. But to talk about Draymond, bro, like I just feel like it's just that time, and I think this is a great time to discuss.
Another thing we can't talk about is B-Pods has lost the band for band with Lowry Markkinen.
Oh, nah, yeah, 3 to 31, whatever it was, 31.
We don't even have to like address a conversation.
We don't have to address that, bro. We done that one too many times. The niggas ass.
It was 35-6.
Yeah, the fries, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man.
He was never in the running.
He was never in the running back. Facts, bro. One of the worst players in the league. Anyways, to talk about Draymond, and obviously this is a big discussion with the Warriors, is trade rumors, trades and whatnot. Everyone knows the Warriors will be making a trade this trade deadline. It's damn near guaranteed. Now, for who, we don't know. But we know the Warriors are going to make a trade deadline move. Some of the names have been mentioned as well have been Trey Murphy, have been Herb Jones, have been MPJ. The Dallas Mavericks called the Warriors about Draymond Green as well and have interest in Jonathan Kuminga, which is which is insane. If I said Draymond Green, I'm sorry. I meant to say AD. I don't know if I said Draymond Green. I think I did, but I meant to say they had interest in Jonathan Kuminga, and they were telling them about the trade for AD and whatnot. But what?
Yeah, we
Give
traded Buddy
me.
Hield for cash.
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't be surprised. Give me, give me your guys' like 3 favorite players. We'll start off with Denver. I want to start with Denver. Denver. What are 3 players you really want to see we trade for this coming trade deadline? Let's say it's January 15th, which is literally 9 days away at the time of recording.
3 favorite players for me would probably be Trey Murphy, MPJ, and Anthony Davis at the bottom.
So Anthony Davis third. Okay. Gifted. Talk to me, man. Who are your 3 favorites? Actually, no. I already know 2 of them, but go ahead.
For me, MPJ is at the top. I would go Trey Murphy 2, and I would go Keon Ellis. Those are my 3.
Other guard. Right.
You really disgust me, bro. For me, my number 1 trade target is Anthony Davis. I'll start the reason why. I know there's a lot of stuff that his injuries in the past have been an issue, but this is still when just being able to be on the floor, one of the top 15, 20 best basketball players on the planet. And when you put him in a system that gives him the looks that he'll be able to produce and some of the open quality layups that he'll be able to get, I think this will be one of the easiest fits the Warriors will ever have. Now, ideally on paper, it sounds like as if AD is going to be in a situation where there's not going to be a lot of spacing. You're playing with Steph Curry. There's always going to be some space for you to operate in. We have Draymond and GP2 getting open layups. I'm pretty sure AD can get a semi-open layup on his team. 2, I think defensively we even get better because even though Draymond has always been to me an elite defender, I think this year is his first season where the defense kind of just fell off a little bit. Not saying that he's not bad, not saying he's bad, just saying he's not at the level where we typically see him, which is where like elite top 10 defender, almost like all NBA, all defensive type of defense, right? And we're talking about a player who averages 25 points a game, can get you rebounds, can block a shot, gives you additional size, like I said, with added rebounding. And for me, the most important thing is 3s are very variance, right? We'll end up making a lot or missing a lot. There's not going to really be like a crazy consistency with us when it comes to 3. Even I feel like when we trade for an MPJ, for example, it will get better, but then there'll just be nights where MPJ doesn't make and along with everyone else as well. I feel like there is just a guarantee when it comes to AD with almost his scoring in terms of where he's scoring and how it'd be effective for the Warriors. Because for us being one of the worst 2-point converting teams in the league and adding one of the best play finishers in the NBA, I feel like would just really do us a lot of justice as well, in my opinion. So I think for me, that's my number 1 trade. I think MPJ is number 2. Obviously, he's been balling out in Brooklyn. I don't need to talk about it much longer, but fantastic shooter. Again, add size as well. Defensively can help out too, and just is someone who could give you a burst of scoring as well. The only problem with him that I might have is come postseason, how reliable will the scoring be once it becomes like a matchup for him, like where teams are looking and hunting to make sure that he does not get the points that he wants, right? So we'll see. But then again, you have Steph, you have Jimmy, so that's another thing. And my third trade guy, man. Niggas gonna hate me. Actually, no, I don't think niggas gonna hate me. It's Zach LaVine. I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason being is because, again, he is another guard technically, but I do feel like if we're gonna get someone who's a scoring guard who can play the third option role kind of in this offense and eat off of Jimmy's gravity and whatnot, I think Zach LaVine is someone who can do that. Solid movement shooter, is able to cut off the ball as well. Defensively isn't really anything crazy per se, but I think the highs that he gives you and the ceiling raise that he give you offensively will be really, really good for this team as well. It's just another added on-ball creator who you can go to late in games and can get you out of stretches, and it can give you a game where Steph is not playing and you have Jimmy and Zach LaVine. Okay, you should have enough to go get you this game kind of thing. So those are my 3 biggest trade targets for me. Again, I always felt like our defense this season has been great, even though there's been a few things I'd probably like fix to get better. But for me, bro, I think we'll sustain our defense. I think we'll end up still being a top 10 defense in the league. And I just really want to see our offense become like slightly above average, bro. I think that's the biggest thing we have to fix. Like, as much as we want to see our defense go to 2 or 3, offense can't be 20, bro. We're not going to be able to go anywhere. But those are my biggest trade targets.
Third in defense.
Yeah. So like I like everything that KB outlined there. For me, I want MPJ, and my reasoning is that we already have the best shot quality in the league. I feel like we need a fuck you type of guy who can just heat up and go. Like, we need someone else who like, oh shoot, they scored 12 points in the quarter and they made 4 threes, right? Like, the ceiling of that, I think MPJ, especially on our team, would help us out a ton in. And more importantly, players like Butler, who thrive off of getting into the paint, playing inside of the arc, playing with Steph and MPJ is huge. But the other thing is that in all these losses that we had, the Raptors, the Clippers game, like all of these other games, the rebounding is a huge thing. And he's been rebounding the ball. Like having some more size on the floor to impact routine possessions is something that matters tremendously to me. And I just feel like the fit, like he screams Warriors player in terms of pin downs, all of the plays they would run for Klay Thompson, MPJ can perfectly fit into. But it's with Steph Curry on the floor and Jimmy Butler getting downhill. So that's my main reasoning for wanting that to happen. Just having another guy that can score comfortably from the perimeter on a night-to-night basis with Steph, I think that could be really insane. So at this point, I'm there. I don't like the overall reputation of who MPJ has been in the past. I definitely hear all that stuff, but I think with how he's performing in Brooklyn, if you just drop him on this team, which is still a good enough defensive team with his size, we should look like a much better team from night to night. So I like the fit of that. I like Anthony Davis. I do. I don't think he's a bad player, but I'm just super down on the game to game availability. Plus Jimmy Butler plus Anthony Davis kind of go towards the same types of spots. I know Anthony Davis likes to roam in the paint more, but he is a mid-range
Jimmy's
player
looking
as well.
to create more than to actually finish.
I didn't.
So he'd still be
I
able to
didn't.
draw.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
I didn't cut you
I'm
off.
just responding to what you said.
I know.
Oh, sorry,
I
my
know.
bad. I was just responding to what you said.
Yeah, I just feel like I need someone who can fucking shoot on this team. I think there's too many players. Like, I'm sorry, I've been watching Anthony Davis. He cannot shoot anymore. I understand the twos and like layups are cool, but I need someone who can shoot comfortably from 30 feet to 24 feet to extend the space on the floor. I'm tired of seeing multiple lineups where there's multiple non-spacers. I feel like when you put Anthony Davis on this team, it's going to be more and more of that, and I just don't like his health. So me personally, MPJ is the more go-to fit. Plus, he's a younger player who could even play even better than this right now if he's playing next to Steph Curry. So that's why I'm more of a fan of that for me.
I don't think the touches. I understand MPJ. I'm not saying he'd be bad fit. I think he'd be good. For me, it just kind of baffles me the reputation that AD has when it comes to his injuries and stuff. If you actually looked at the past couple of seasons since like the 2020s, I'm pretty sure he's played more games than Jimmy. One, two. He's a proven player. He is older, to be fair. I guess the jump
also. But, I mean.
Yeah, but still, games are games at the end of the day. He was available, bro. So like, I feel like the reputation with AD is a bit. And this is coming from someone who's not really an AD fan. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This is not someone who's like, I'm pro AD. I used to think Embiid is better. Like I thought Steph was better for some later years as well. Like I'm not pro AD, but I'm not gonna sit here and deny the things that he brings to this Warriors team. Rebounding, he's a better rebounder than MPJ, a better defender than MPJ. MPJ is an elite shooter and a clear better jump shooter than AD. Obviously, we're not even going to sit here and deny that. But for me, and this is where I'm going to defend the Warriors a little bit, I do feel like as much as I do hate the fact that we can't make our threes, I do think at a point of the season it will kind of just swing our way in terms of like even if we do add an MPJ. I think the shooting in a way will kind of variance its way back into play, if that makes sense. Because it's like it's only so much you can miss until you actually, the people who can shoot on this team technically, start making their shots. Like I remember Moody started off the season like guns blazing. Obviously, B-Pos is someone who I don't respect as a shooter, but can somewhat shoot the basketball. Melton can shoot the basketball. Al Horford should be making way more threes than what he should be making. Quinton Post should be making way more threes than what he should be making right now. So like, if you truly want to dial in and lock in on the fact of what you have already, I think AD is a no-brainer. You could play him at the 4 with Quinton Post at the 5. You could play him at the 5 if you want to go smaller and put AD there and allow more spacing to be on the floor with him. You could play him with an Al Horford as well. You'll still be able to find functional spacing because you'll still have the bigs to supply him with. You have Jimmy Butler as a secondary who can help him create in those pick and rolls as well and feed him lobs. And the last and most important point for me when it comes to this AD thing is that as much as we are a bad three-point shooting team or not as good as we should be, we are one of the worst two-point scoring teams in the league. And if you look at every single elite offense in this entire league, they are all elite two-point scoring teams. You are not, unless you're like the Celtics or something, you are, even then, they still generate high-quality twos and make them at a good rate. We cannot be a team that's as good as these teams in shot quality, but can't make layups. There's too many players on this team that cannot make a layup, bro. And as much as I want the 3-point shooting, and as much as I want to be able to just blitz people from deep, bro, I need someone to go get me a dunk. I need guaranteed twos. I've been watching the Pacers. I watch OKC. I watch the Knicks. The Celtics, again, are a different team. These are teams in the league. I watch the Lakers too. They all generate high quality twos and convert them constantly. The threes is what supplements, of course, but I'm never going to sit here and be like, threes are cool. The twos are cool, but I want 3-point shooting way more. I want the best shot in basketball, a dunk. And Steph Curry with AD is going to get a lot of them, in my opinion. But I just feel like it's a no-brainer. You get off of Draymond's disgusting contract. You know, you trade Kuminga with him. You throw in Buddy Hield in a pick or two. You grab AD. If you have maybe more players, I don't know how much Max Christie is making. I always want Max Christie on the Warriors. But if you could somehow get Max Christie there, that solves another POA problem maybe, and even win kind of issue. Bro, you are looking at a much better Golden State Warrior team, in my opinion. That's just how I see it. Denver, what do you think?
We are we're 30th in points in the paint.
Like, bro, like that. I don't know. Like, I know gifted. I understand the 3-point shooting. I promise you, I do. But we're not going to be a good offense even if we get MPJ if we can't make twos, gang.
I don't. So like this is where I don't agree. This is my problem with this team, right? I hear you all day long on twos, right? The problem that I have with this fucking team is the reason it's like that is there's so many possessions where B-Pots has the ball. Oh shit, I don't want to shoot. I'm gonna pass here. Oh, I just passed the ball to GP2. I don't want to shoot it. I'm gonna pass back to Draymond. Oh, me? I don't want to, like, it's too many niggas that don't want to shoot. If you have Steph and MPJ on the floor, I truly feel like the gravity is going to be similar to Steph and Clay in their heyday, and that's going to open up more looks at the basket cleaner. But more than that, I'm talking about points of attack offensively. The Anthony Davis post-up shit with the mid-range, I'm sorry, Jimmy Butler's going to do that. He's going to do that consistently. I want Jimmy Butler to do that in more space. I'm tired of Steph being the main spacing option for everyone else. I want Steph to have another person next to him who can get 24 from the perimeter, shooting pretty much the same way that he does.
Yeah, but the problem with what you're saying is that you're acting like spacing is only 3-point shooting. There's vertical spacing.
No. KB, I promise you, I understand vertical spacing.
I'll let you finish. Just let me finish, bro. You said I want someone to be able to score from the perimeter. Respectfully, Jimmy is another perimeter scorer who likes to slash. He does both. He scores from the perimeter. He slashes to the basket. There is no problem, literally no problem, in adding another player who likes to occupy the paint and converts at a high clip along with Jimmy Butler, who will create shots for AD. Another thing too, AD will not be having his back to the basket the entire game. That's just not going to happen, especially in a Warrior system. They're going to be looking for high quality looks the entire time, bro. So again, I just don't feel like MPJ, yes, he's a very good player. I do think he's someone who raises the ceiling, but he's someone who raises the ceiling when you have like the 1-2 consistent level of punch. I think when you add, like, Jimmy and Steph are a great 1-2. This doesn't take anything away from them. It just, when you add AD, it lessens Jimmy Butler what he has to do. It can dial him in more defensively. It lessens what Steph has to do for a certain amount of games as well. And it gives AD more room to operate in terms of, I've never played with a player who offers me as much spacing as Steph Curry. I don't play with guys who Jimmy Butler who are able to operate in the pick and roll and operate off ball while I am operating at the top of the key trying to look for passes. He's still going to be able to defensively dominate as well with the pieces that we still have around him. So for me, it doesn't make sense for you to not go for a player like that. And as well, he's proven in a great playoff player as well. The only thing we have to manage, the only thing is injuries. And I get it. It is AD. So he's very injury prone. But we're currently dealing with another injury prone player in Jimmy. We're dealing with Al Horford. We're dealing with Draymond. We're dealing with Steph. We dealt with Otto Porter Jr. We dealt with the GP2 who's dealt with injuries his whole entire career. I think the Warriors have done an excellent job dealing with injury-prone players. So me banking on AD to be able to play a set amount of games in post-trade deadline, for me, would just be very good. And again, we are one of the worst 2-point scoring teams in the league. As much as we add MPJ and as much as he can go crazy from 3, it will not change the fact that B-Pods, GP2, Jonathan Kuminga, actually, no, he won't be on the team. All these other niggas can't make 2s. It won't change that at all. Even, no matter how open they get, bro, Gifted, we are top 10 in shot quality in the league right now. Literally. And it does not change our shot conversion rate.
And
if we add MPJ and we even get even more open, it will not change. Sorry.
Okay,
I'll let you go
again, the reason why I disagree is because I'm talking about the process to how to get to these fucking shots. When I'm watching them just pass the ball around for the full shot clock, because no one can shoot comfortably, consistently, but Steph Curry on this roster routinely, that's why these shots look the way that they do. I really feel like if you just put another bona fide perimeter guy, because again, I don't view Jimmy the same way you do, right? Like, sure, he can make shot, like, cool. No, Jimmy Butler is a bona fide slasher all the way through on this team. He operates from the mid post all the way through, but most of his shots are going to come from inside of the arc. Occasionally, he'll hit some overall bailout three. MPJ routinely is going to be a perimeter threat and size-wise still gives you rebounding. My thing is this. I do feel like the AD injury stuff isn't all the way fair because he was healthy in, I would say, maybe 2020, you know. Oh, that's fine. Moving forward with how he's looked so far in Dallas, I just don't trust it. And that's fine, right? Like, maybe I can be wrong about that. That's okay. I just need someone on this team to take the ball and say, you know what? I'm not going to pass it to Draymond. I'm going to shoot the wide open three. And what that will generate from having another one that's like another Steph around, I truly feel like we'll be fine with. That's why I'm okay with that. And like, it's so much other stuff too, like contract wise, the age. I just like the look of that more than Anthony Davis at this point. And I'm sorry, I've been watching Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis hasn't been that good this season, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't trust it the same way that you do moving forward.
I think given this is my last point about this. I think given the player and given he's shooting 46% on middies this year, so it hasn't been as bad as you're making it out to be. The rim finishing is definitely down. I think this is his worst rim finishing season of his career. Yeah, it is. So I understand some of your points. I think again the rim finishing will go up. He's going to play in the Warrior system that will allow him to be able to get more rim quality looks. And another thing too, when it comes to Jimmy's a player that's very smart. We've seen it time in and time out. How many times in a game do we go, Jimmy, we need you to be more aggressive. Jimmy, we want you to play more aggressively. You put in Jimmy Butler with AD, that is not I'm telling you this right now. That is not going to fuck up the spacing. Reason being is because AD is still going to be occupying space for sure, but a defender is just not going to be like, let me go help heavy to Jimmy Butler because Jimmy's making the pass and AD's getting a dunk. So they're going to have to live with Jimmy baiting his man into a foul, help AD gets an open dunk. Or if worst case scenario, one of the perimeter players gets open, who every time, and you're right, they do pump fake a lot. But every time they get to the basket, they can't. How many games did we sit here, Denver as well? Because I feel like me and Gibbs have been arguing back and forth for a while now.
Okay.
Denver, how many times in a game did we sit there and just watch our team miss bunnies? Do we have to talk about Cleveland, Philly? Like, bro, those games, I'm watching GP2 just all backboard layups. B-pods, not look at the basket when he's open. Bro, there's too many times where I'm watching
Moody
people
sometimes.
not be able to. Yeah, even Moody too. And it's just really bad because we have this really bad processing of going from good to great, but they don't realize in their head the best shot I'm getting is the one right now. With AD is one of the best finishers in the league, in my opinion. I don't give a fuck what the percentages say. I think he's still one of the best finishers in the league. Bro, when he catches the ball, it will go up, and more often than not, it will go in. And that's what, for me, with a team that's led by Steph Curry who can generate you high-quality twos, if you can convert on your high-quality twos, I promise you that three-point shooting that's been bad for us, for our standards, will not look as bad. The two things I firmly believe on is our defense isn't as bad as some people make it out to be because it's just our offense that makes it look worse. Yeah. And our three-point shooting is really, really, like, it's not really bad, but it should be better. But it would look way better if we were converting on our points in the paint. If we were converting on our 2-point shots.
I want to go back to the point you made real quick, KB. Like, here's my thing, right? Jimmy Butler is a high IQ player. In my opinion, if you give Jimmy Butler even more space, because his main thing is he wants to pass the ball so much. And I'll say this, right? Regardless of who they get, Jimmy Butler shifting down from the 2 guy to 3 is good for Jimmy Butler regardless. I think he will become a better player regardless of who you add. I just feel like putting more space next to Butler with his passing is going to make the team as a whole even more deadly. And I just like the look of that and the feel of that more than just having AD and Jimmy, at least in my opinion. Because again, I might be too overall recency biased, but I've been watching like Anthony Davis has not impressed me a ton this season. He's had some good spots here, there, and I know he's on the Mavericks and like it's weird, clunky spacing. I'm
I
just
do
so
think it's
tired of
a
having
bit
to get
more
shit out the mud, bro.
situational. It's much more situational when it comes to. I'm not going to view him how he's doing in Dallas when it looks totally different versus how it's going to look in Golden State. The floor is going to be way spaced, more like spaced way better for him, to be honest with you. He'll be in a better system as well. But that's enough for the trade discussion because we talked about this for a while now. So
yeah, that's very
apologies, man. We just had it. But like I was saying, man, I think those players are definitely key. And at the end of the day, we're being gifted our arguing. Obviously, Denver just sitting there watching two bozos argue back and forth for a minute. But we, at the end of the day, we both all agree on one thing: a trade needs to be made because if not, kiss your season goodbye. That's
and the
another
crazy part
season
about that, by the way,
Curry.
right, like we just spent all that time arguing that, and B-Pod's just immune. Like we talk about no B-Pod trade, no third, like
because
we can't.
We haven't really focused on Draymond yet. We'll say.
True.
Oh, I'll be honest with you, I'm over Draymond, bro. But like, I'm burnt out on Draymond, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, Denver, you're right, bro. Like, it's just we have to make a trade, bro. Like that's just the main goal at the end of the day. And I do want to talk about another thing though before we get to the Clipper game, of course, and obviously talk about the games leading up from this week as well. But Steve Kerr was obviously in a radio show or some interview, and he said some pretty interesting comments. The first comment I seen, and I'm just quoting, like I'm paraphrasing basically, was that we're not the San Antonio Spurs, we're not OKC, we're not the Warriors team from 5-6 years ago. We're not going to be competing year in and year out, right? And I thought that comment was a bit weird because, again, you have Steph Curry on your team who's been playing at a top 10 level for quite some time now, post 2020s. I mean, since 2019 up until now, if he finishes the season playing enough games, I think this will be his 6th All-NBA type of season. So you had an All-NBA guard for 6 straight seasons, and you've only been able to get to the finals once in that entire 6-year stretch. So that's just a bit ridiculous in my part. But he said that, but once. Second round as well. And then the crazy part is one of the second round appearances he wasn't even there. But like that comment didn't actually like bother me that much. I was just like, that is annoying. The one that really bothered me is when they were asked about going all in. And he said, it's too risky. We don't want to go all in. You got to think about the future and all these type of things. Denver, I want you to talk about it first because me and Gift have been talking about it, talking a lot. So I want to hear your thoughts about this. But like, I really do have I have something to say, but I'll let you go first, bro.
So that's what he said. I didn't actually see that quote. That's what
he said. I'll paraphrase. He's basically said like, we don't want to go all in because they feel like it'd be irresponsible to the franchise. Basically, something similar to what Draymond was saying in terms of we don't want to kill the franchise of its future kind of thing. That's basically what he was saying. But you could go ahead and I'll pull up the actual quote for you right now.
So they are playing alongside these guys every day. Like they know kind of what's going on. They know what's going on with the roster. This is the future that you have on the team right now. So if this is what you want or like are concerned about jeopardizing, then that I don't really understand, because I feel like this has been an issue with Golden State over the last like really like almost like 5 or 6 years at this point, where it seemed like it seems like they literally just 2019 happened and then they just gave up. Well, not gave up per se, but they didn't expect 2022 to happen. Yeah. And I feel like after 2022, that's when they should have made the decision like, oh, okay, so he's really like that. We gotta do something with this. But then, the Anthony Lamb season happens, the Chris Paul season happens. And then what was last year? Oh yeah, last year where the Buddy Hield masterclass to start the year, but then you completely fall off a cliff. this dude Steph looks washed just because the team around him is so terribly constructed that it just he has no room to operate. As soon as you go and get Jimmy Butler, which by the way was your last possible trade that you could have ever made,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't even really doing anything crazy spectacular, and you saw how you ended the season. And now it seems like I don't like none of the like future pieces that you are so adamant about, not like not giving up or jeopardizing have panned out. You're benching one of them. Jonathan Kuminga is not playing. Moses Moody hasn't really panned out the way you'd hoped in year 5. And almost every young guy, well, not almost every young guy, but a lot of young guys that you have employed over the last, however many seasons are not like capable of carrying
Yep.
that that mantle. So I don't even know what the hell's going on.
I'll say
Like,
what's
to
going on,
me,
Denver.
you just gotta, bro.
Yeah.
You got like two probably after this 2 more like elite seasons of Steph, and then you're done, and then that's it.
I think
So,
you hit the nail on the head, bro. This team didn't expect to fucking win, bro. Let's keep it a band. Like they traded for Andrew Wiggins, and even though the framework of a team to win was there, they were surprised by 2022. Like, oh wow, we were that good. So they thought, well, if that's the case, we good then. We can be calm. We can be complacent around Steph Curry, and that complacency led to them having issues. But also, to be fair, the decision making in terms of who to draft has really screwed this team at the same time, because these guys just have not converted. They had some Hall of Fame misses on these draft picks. So there's a lot of things working against them. Part of it also is like Steph is 37, and like their idea of like, yo, he's gonna phase out at some point. Like they're hoping it just happens so they can be justified to not make shifts. But to me, it's like it's better to go in
doesn't.
now. Yeah, it just doesn't happen. So then you wind up being a team that's just continually in the middle near the 8 seed through the 6 seed, and you're never really like in that real mix ever. You know what I'm saying? It's nasty work.
Yeah, my thing, like you touched on it with the draft picks, and one thing that I completely like forgot to mention was the just overall mismanagement of some guys. I'm not even talking about Jonathan Kuminga. I'm talking about like James Wiseman, who was playing so ass in the season after he came back from the meniscus after the title year, that he was literally DNP'd for like basically after December, or actually no, after November, basically on all of December and and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
And so his value is shot, obviously, and we use that James Wiseman to go trade for 5 second-round picks, which we then use those 5 second-round picks to go get GP2 back, which in the summer before, if we had just gotten off of Wiseman, but we were so, no, he's going to be our center of the future. If we had gotten off of Wiseman in that offseason, we could have just signed GP2 then, because taxes and things like that, we couldn't actually sign him for what Portland offered him. So that was hilarious when that happened. And then also just what I talked about earlier with like the trading for Chris Paul and not doing anything with him. You could have traded for all of these dudes. It's just it's bad.
It's just about to be in for sure. And now we're here where we're having another, I would say, meddling season. The team is not playing where people thought they could, and we have to make a trade again to make this roster better.
It's literally, bro, it
Once
literally
again.
feels like I'm watching this team. I literally feel the same way that I did a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Even 2 years ago or 3 years
It's
ago.
crazy
Like, it's been the same cycle.
because Jimmy is here now, and it still feels like this. I'm like,
But
God, I
think you guys
basketball.
All right.
I think you guys made some pretty good points, obviously, especially Denver when you're talking about Steph's timeline and whatnot. But I just want to say this, and I don't know, this may come off as very disrespectful, but I really don't give a fuck. I felt like the Steve Kerr's comments when it comes to the Warriors not wanting to buy in, it's just blatant disrespect to Steph Curry. I truly believe that. I think Draymond coming out saying those comments. I think Steve coming out saying those comments. You have zero respect for the nigga that basically dragged both of y'all bitch ass niggas to championships. And for some reason, I don't understand why. Now, Steve is someone who's like praises Steph all the time. So who's been quoted saying, if you want a long career, coach Steph Curry. That's how you get a long career. That's how much he praises Steph. Draymond praises Steph a lot. So for me, saying this is a bit weird because obviously they praise Steph so much. But the reason why I'm saying you're disrespecting Steph Curry is because you've outright have said multiple times, you know how good Steph Curry is. You know what the caliber player that he can give you. You know that even if you have a 0.1% chance with the caliber of player that you have, you take that shot because players like Steph Curry do not come into your franchise very often. And the fact that you
right now this season,
literally at this age, and the fact that you want to sit there and even question if you want to give away some of your assets away. And then we're not talking about trade every single piece. We're talking about trading players who have been unplayable for you in this entirety of the season, even last season as well. Players that you don't want to be in the rotation as well. And a few picks just to be able to get slightly better to give you even a bigger chance to be able to compete. And you're not willing to do that. Just shows me you don't respect the player that you've been dick sucking for the past 10 seasons, bro. 11 seasons going on. And for me, it's just it's just disrespect to the entire establishment. And by establishing, I mean the Warriors, bro. And it really pisses me off because, bro, I've been watching Steph play as an All-NBA guard this entire season. You could argue he's been a top 3 guard this entire season, right? If you want to say a few other guards have been better than him, is fine. But I think he's been an All-NBA caliber player this NBA season. And the last NBA season, he did play like that too when he finally got some help. You're telling me you finally got Jimmy Butler. Steph goes crazy. You go into this next season, you have an issue. You didn't make the proper moves in that summer. All you did was get Al Horford, who barely got a training camp. Then you signed Seth Curry, who has sciatica and has never played yet. DeAnthony Melton is battling and playing through an ACL injury. We're relying on Brandon Pajemski, who fucking sucks. GP2 is horrible. Draymond Green is declining. Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry are your only 2 consistent factors this season. And you're telling me because you don't want to risk the Warriors of running themselves into the ground because you don't want to go for a championship that it's irresponsible? Bro, that's malpractice. Respectfully, that is malpractice to the nth degree, bro. I'm sorry. That's disrespectful. Yeah, that's malpractice, and that's stupid.
It's crazy because I'm thinking about this as you're talking. I'm thinking 4 years from now, 2030. Who is on the roster now that's going to be on the roster in 2030?
Not
no one. No one.
Even then, bro, either way the team is going to be terrible by then. So why not just, try?
Go all in. I don't understand, bro.
I'm not going to lie, Denver. Not just that, but also let's focus on what was said, right? The idea of you don't want to go all in because we might look. Here's why that's so dumb, right? You do realize trading for Chris Paul and letting him go for nothing is you wasting assets. Sorry, I'm sorry. The idea that you want to save your assets, right? But you're making multiple moves that are taking away from your asset pool is going against what you're saying. So even in that juncture, you're not abiding by that same law. But now, if it's time to actually improve the roster, you want to hide behind we can't give up all the assets. Yeah, but you were willing to do X, Y, and Z with this. So yeah, it's not consistent.
Bro,
even if just think about it. Even with the assets that you wanted to keep and everything like that, Jonathan Kuminga out of the rotation, you don't even like him as a person. He's not even playing. At all.
Not even playing.
Moses Moody, it took him 4 years to get some consistency. And even then you can see the flaws that he has that should have been out of the window by year 3. But because you didn't play him, he's still a flawed basketball player. Brandon Pajemski, I don't need to talk about this bum-ass nigga. I don't have to. Jordan Poole was one of the only few good players that you actually ended up getting. Draymond punched him, and you did as a horrible coach and a horrible mentor, did absolutely nothing to reconcile that situation. Nothing. And he ended up being traded away. So you're telling me that one second. You're telling me the trades that you don't want to make for the players in which you ended up trading for anyways, and the same people and the same assets that you ended up keeping and doing absolutely nothing with are the same assets you don't want to give away. This sounds to me like you don't want to do anything with your job, that you're just trying to see out your contract and say, you know what, I did everything I could, I'm out this bitch. That's exactly what it sounds like. Because, bro, it does not make any sense to sit there and say it's irresponsible to trade for all and get rid of all these assets with the same assets that are on the team.
I said this the day that Jordan Poole got traded. I was like, bro, I was like, I didn't mind Jordan Poole being traded, but it's just like, bro, his value, even with how ass he was in the playoffs in 23, his value
wasn't that ass,
bro. His value couldn't have been that, bro. It couldn't have been Chris Paul.
I mean, but like, this is what I'm trying to say though, right? Like your idea of we want to save our asses for 2030, right? If that's the case, you should be very stingy on what your current assets are, right? So if that's the case, why are you then automatically extending Jordan Poole if you're not sure? Oh, no, like you would give that some time to see what these players are, but you're not playing these players all the way through. So like, there's no sense of follow through on pretty much anything systematically from this team, from draft picks to player development to player acquisitions, all the way through. It's all bad. So like, a lot of that just doesn't really make sense, especially when you trade them all to get Jimmy Butler, who's an aging player. I thought, okay, we trade for Jimmy Butler. It's clear what we on now. It's clear, like you trying to become a better team right now because you traded more capital to go get Jimmy. So it's not consistent, and it's a smack in the face to people that watch this team on a night-to-night basis. It just is.
And I will say they did try to go get KD back, but he didn't want that. So
I can see why, bro.
Yeah,
these niggas are lazy. Anyways, bro, I'm tired of talking about these bum ass niggas, Steve Kerr, bro. Like this nigga, bro. As much as I love what you've done for my franchise and how much you elevated them, bro, you are so fucking stubborn and ignorant. It pisses me off to my very core, bro. Because you're the same nigga who refuses to trade all these assets away, but the same assets you have, you don't let them play in fucking games, bro. Like, make it make sense. You understand how bad these players are, but you don't want to get rid of them for the sake of the future in which that you have verbally stated that you will not be a part of. Because when Steph is gone, you're gone as well. So please, respectfully shut the fuck up, bro. I do not want to hear this bullshit, bro. That's the last thing I want to hear. Not you niggas. I'm talking about Steve Kerr with his comments, bro. Like,
no.
Like, bro, like I can't, bro. It genuinely fries me to my very core when I hear him say stupid shit like that, bro. If there's one thing, just say, bro. I'm done. You never go ahead. I'll keep resting.
I've always thought it was kind of strange, and I don't think did we ever talk about the Joe Lacob email? When he emailed the fans.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we did, but it seemed like we have been talking about, or at least like people within the fan base have been talking about, that it seems like there's some sort of disconnect between Steve Kerr and what he wants and the players that Joe Lacob wants to keep around, and it feels like that is like kind of it's getting to a point where it's getting bad, bro.
I really want to see this team after the deadline.
It could also be that Kerr, it could also be a situation in which Kerr is like sort of, I wouldn't say he's like blameless, because he does. I've been critical of his rotations time and time again in the past.
Yeah, facts.
But it definitely seems like a multifaceted issue, like top down, but in the front office.
It's definitely not just him, bro. It's a layered issue, but it starts with your coach, and then it goes up and up and up. Like, I don't think Mike has a lot. I think his hands are kind of tied, because like he can't make moves unless Steve Kerr wants it. Angelica was cool with it. Even if he has a good idea, if both them niggas don't want it, or one and the other one doesn't, he's not going to be able to make the move.
Yep.
But like, I think the Steve Kerr and Joe Lacob relationship right now, you can kind of see where it's at, like the two distinct differences, but both of them have a common ground with not wanting to trade their assets. So I don't know.
That dude just in a random email to a random guy said one of our issues is coaches wants regarding players. Like, oh my God, what?
Anyways, well, let's talk about we were arguing about trades and everything, and Steve Kerr. We forgot about these the game we just played in, which we lost by 1 point. And I
Oh
mean,
my god, that.
talking about the Clipper
Let's get
game,
to that game. Let's get to that game real quick.
yeah, we could get to that game. And honestly, I don't really have a lot of analysis in this game. I thought, again, it's another typical Warriors game where defensively you showed out, you forced hella turnovers, you had Kawhi pretty much in a box the entire game. I mean, Kobe Sanders had a pretty solid game, someone that you ended up drafting but then releasing.
We didn't draft it. He worked out with us. But
Yeah,
we didn't
all
trade
these
him.
niggas that end up working out with you and that they love the organization, you end up giving away and they just end up dunking on you, bro. It's hilarious. But anyways, talk to me, the guys, about this Clipper game. I just thought it was a typical Warrior game. The late game situation from Steph was pretty bad. We put ourselves in a good situation to come back into the game, but we were unable to actually just end up just getting the final shot and things of that nature. But the gift of talking.
Yeah, I know there's a lot to talk about, but I don't listen. I'll let you and Denver get to all those parts. Steph Curry was a fucking dickhead tonight. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about all the big shot. Like, for you to make that last second foul in the game, I swear to God, that lost the game for me. And I know there's other areas before that. Like, yeah. I just bro, like, not only was he missing shots, which is understandable. And again, he was getting a hold on the whistle. I hear all these things. If you have 5 goddamn fouls, you're in the fourth quarter of a close game. You just hit 2 threes to make it a 1-point game. Chris Dunn has the rebound. You don't even have positioning on Chris Dunn. You ran in after he secured the rebound, hit him on the wrist, and you foul out. How? Like, I'm sorry. As a superstar, right? If you're going to be in certain talks, you can't do certain shit like that. That is some elementary school shit. You're the best player on this team. You have to carry this bum-ass team night to night to night to night. And I get it. Some spots you should not be held all the way for because of the low. I get all that. But you cannot be making such elementary school decisions when you know the impact you have on this team. You know that when you're not playing, how much worse this team is. And we're in a must-win game. And all of a sudden, you just forget you have 5 fouls when there's like a minute left in the game. You can't tell me that momentum wasn't swinging back our way. I feel like once Steph went out, we lost momentum immediately. We were still making plays to still win that game.
He hit 2 big threes, bro, to cut the lead to 1. I mean, he was in a bad spot where Chris Dunn got the board and he wasn't really in the play. But I literally said seconds before it happened.
Literally said it seconds before, yeah.
Just don't foul. That's it. Because they were already in the bonus. Just do not foul. And defensively, you played good. You didn't get the rebound. But all Steph has to do is, bro, just get into defensive position. Don't gamble for a steal because let's just say, even if you got the steal, they would have probably called a foul anyway. And then we probably would have to challenge, and it might have been unsuccessful. So, like, the chances of you being able to get a gamble like that were just very low. So it was just very dumb. But, like, outside of that, I thought Steph in the fourth really helped us, though. I thought Jimmy was really, really good in that fourth. He
was really good in the fourth.
Helping build that league. Guy Santos as well, getting thrown in hell, literally. It was by Steve Kerr before he got ejected, right? It was by Steve Kerr. And yeah, Steve Kerr got ejected because of missed goaltend. And it's funny enough that we lost the game by 1. So Steve Kerr was rightfully
angry. That goaltend was so egregious, bro. Yeah.
It was egregious. It didn't get called as well.
You could see it in real time. It wasn't even close.
It was not. Facts.
And then it's so funny the dynamic of a ref blatantly missing a call, a coach or a player reasonably crashing out, and them going, "You can't do that. You're out of the game." But I am wrong though. Like, it's the funniest concept.
Right. I am wrong though, but you can't do nothing about it. So whatever.
Like, yeah, exactly. What? Like it's the weirdest concept I've ever seen. I'm not saying like players should be able to get in your face and swing at you. Yeah. But, like, if they're running down the court, or if Steve is yelling, if Steve is yelling and screaming, I'm not gonna lie. A nigga like me, I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just be like, you know what, bro, you were right. It's my fault, bro. Like, I'll just be honest with you. I missed it, bro. I'm sorry. Like that's you just gotta be honest. Like I don't know why refs don't do that. They do this like arrogance gimmick where it's like, I'm the ref. What I say goes. Like, bro, blow the whistle and ref the game, bro. Like, just stop doing this. Like, you ain't got no arrogance, bro. Like, we're not here for your black and white stripes. We're not here for your little whistle that you got, them little jogs that you do with the big ass leather boots you walk around with, bro. Just blow the whistle, call the calls, put it in the bag, move on, bro. That's it.
I'm just mad because this is a game that we could have stole at the very end. And it's crazy because it looked like we had no hope, not even 2 minutes before that. And then all of a sudden, 2 threes, okay, we're right here in the game. And then I see Steph foul out. I'm a very hopeful guy. I saw that. I'm like, man, he just sold the
I'll
fuck.
be
Like,
honest. If Steph doesn't
that's how I
foul
feel.
out, we
We win the
get
game.
a
I
game
feel
winner
like,
out of it.
Bro,
yeah.
like
Now
I literally, bro, I
Nigga Denver left the
oh man,
room when that happened.
he's gotten way better defensively, or especially this decade. But two of the biggest issues that I still have with this dude, even though he's my
Random
favorite
reaches,
player,
bro.
Yes.
two of the biggest issues. Number one is the stupid. I almost said the words. The stupid overhead pass that he throws when he's
Oh
trapped,
yeah.
and it's a turnover. And reaching when he doesn't need to, because even though he doesn't really foul out that much, he just commits a lot of dumbass fouls.
It does
And
happen.
it doesn't really make any sense to me. As Gifted said, I left the room. Well, I didn't leave the room. I just went and stood over there. But I was like, bro, I saw it. I saw it happen. I knew it. It was him
I
as
knew
soon
it
as, soon as the
automatically.
whistle blew. And I knew that I was like, bro, he just threw away the game. Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
he just threw.
That is exactly how I felt. And again, we're cognizant of all the other plays and possessions, how we had Guy Santos trying to box out Zubac for a rebound. Like obviously the size stuff is an issue. Cool. But it's like, despite all of that, when you're in the moment and that one possession can change the entire outcome of the game and you foul out like that, it feels so irresponsible as a star player. So that irritated me. Outside of that, I mean, Chris Dunn, shout out to him because he did just hit a lot of shots that we were okay with giving up, and he hit. And I'm like, you know what? If guys like that are gonna hit shots, you're gonna probably lose the game too. So that was tough. Yeah, bad loss.
We did keep giving up the Nick Batum corner threes though.
Oh my
So-
God!
We
the
already
first
been
half
over
was
this. We're
gonna be
running
on
into we literally, our defense, bro. We've been doing this for years. We always give up corner threes. That's not something we've always been good
especially
at
in that
defending.
building.
No, like
especially in that building. Yeah,
I think I'll look it up. I don't know if I can actually let me see. I'll let you look. You guys can continue talking. When I'll find the statistic for you, bro.
What are you trying to find?
Now I'll find it right now. Shooting. 1 second. Just say this. This is loading. Defense accuracy, and then all threes, corner threes.
Oh yeah,
We are.
literally, bro. You had everything going for you that game. You held Kawhi to 10 for 25.
Yeah, bro. We're
shooting.
literally. You
Forced-
know what's crazy?
yeah.
We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're bottom 10. We're bottom 10 in the corner three, like defending. Team shoot 40% from three in the corner.
Makes sense.
And we give up corner
Damn.
threes.
So
bro.
wait.
That-
Damn. So what are teams shooting on above the break threes against us? They gotta be shooting like 25%.
non-corner threes? Yeah, they shoot like 33.7% on non-corner threes.
Okay.
Bro, you
So we
had
basically
everything
say,
going.
bro, you can have the corner three, but you're not getting the top of the key ones, bro. Like, that's basically how we play defense.
You had everything going for you this game, bro. You held Kawhi to 10 for 25. You got 14 points from GP2. You got 12 assists out of Draymond to go along with like 6 rebounds and like 7 points.
It is one of those games that I feel like if Steph's 3-point shooting was there, then you probably could have won the game comfortably. But
I mean,
like,
that
again,
too, but it's like, bro,
it can't be Steph every game, dude.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah.
like, I feel like we say that a lot, where it's like, oh, if Steph just did X, Y, Z, like, bro, we got to be able to win games.
And this is where having shitty ass players like fucking B-Pods, where you just having a quiet, stinky night where you probably had 6 or 8 mid-ass points, hurts you.
Imagine we had AD that game.
MPJ shooting a 3. Like it's just the volume of things, man. Like I don't.
Another thing we don't talk about, that nigga shot selection is egregious, bro. We thought Clay was bad.
Yeah, GP2 does have 6. Or not GP2. B-Pods did have 6 points.
Yeah,
another
right
game,
on the dot.
Anyways, though, man, let's talk about the games in the upcoming weeks to wrap up this pod, man. If you're still listening, man, we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. And let's talk about these following games. We have a big homestand coming up, 8 games, starting off with Milwaukee at home. Then we got Sacramento. And then we got Atlanta as well. Those are the 3 games. And then we'll obviously have a pod in between that. Then we have Portland on NBC Peacock at 11 o'clock on Tuesday. So that same week as well. But I'm not going to go through all the games, so I'm just going to go through the games which we played. Yeah. So Milwaukee, Sacramento, Atlanta. Me personally, I think we go 3-0.
Woo. Woo. Let me think here. The Atlanta game is gonna be weird because of the
I'm not.
emotions behind that and the trade, not trade. I don't know.
I'm not sure how we'll fare against a team like that specifically because I feel like they're sort of in the same realm of like Portland, which we have struggled against this year, but we'll see.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep doing this 3-0 shit until I'm right. It's not even like a belief. I'm doing it till I'm right. Keep it a band, bro. Y'all go ahead and figure what y'all want.
Man,
I think about the Bucks game right now.
Friday. Man, if Russ cooks us on Friday, he got it, bro.
Now, if there's one thing that always gets me, Draymond against Giannis, I know he'll do well, bro. I know he'll do well.
Yeah.
So
true.
I think we'll win that game. Now, I'm skeptical about Atlanta, between Atlanta and Sacramento. Because we know it's weird. Sacramento's one of them garbage teams. But when they see
they can
Steph,
just randomly beat
you. Yeah. No, but when they see Steph, it's like they see crack. Like, I don't know. They just start to tweak out, bro. I don't know. Trap every ball screen. Rush this nigga. Jump him. Throw elbow.
You know what they say about like how like if you're a defending champion, every team is giving you their best shot, bro. We're still like
we still in that, bro.
Here we haven't won in 4 years,
bro. It's just I don't know. But what do y'all have? So I have 3-0. Denver, what do you got? 2-1?
Oh my god, 2022 was 4 years ago. Holy
yeah, I know that's crazy, right? No,
I got 2-1. I got 2-1. I say we lose to the Hawks. We beat the other teams. I'm on that.
Same.
Okay. So chat again. I'm the only. I'm the only. Sorry, it was just it's a pet laser from a Mufasa, bro. That's all it was. I'm the only nigga going 3-0. Next week, hopefully, I'm right.
For a cat.
A laser?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
I just use it. I don't point at his eye or anything. It's just I point it to the ground and he just chases it. That's all. That's all he really does.
Okay, that's all.
Okay. Anyways, chat. Those are predictions, man. Gifted 2-1. Denver 2-1. KB 3-0. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications to be notified when we next upload. That has been another episode of the Gold Blooded Podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to join the Discord as well. Make sure to catch the live streams on YouTube as well, man. Follow Twitter, all that good stuff. We'll be back, I believe, on Wednesday, for the Milwaukee game. So we should be back to normal schedule. But yeah, man, chat, it's been real. We'll catch y'all, boys, man.
Peace out.